lives alone, little log hut we call El. She loves gin and I love rum, and I tell you what, well, we had some fun. Ha, 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 you and me, little brown jug go out of me. Ha, 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 you and me, little brown jug go out of me.
Welcome to On the Cross with Lucas Murphy. I'm Lucas Murphy, and as always, directly across from me, via airwaves and magic, my expert knob twiddler, the cartographer, Nathan P. Woodard of Nathan P. Woodard fame. What's the good word, Nathan?
The word is ponytail.
Oh, ponytail. Your luscious locks getting to you, getting your eyes. Do you ever wear it with a cap?
Only ever, I mean, outside of doing it as a joke to entertain family members. I tried to put it in a ponytail when I went for a bike ride the other day, and it was completely unnecessary, and I got rid of it almost immediately.
You're probably going to find it to be more necessary the hotter it gets.
You see this?
Because
I look like a...
Yeah. Oh, I saw it before.
A dickhead character.
You look like...
80s movie.
You remind me of?
Hey, this is a Maserati.
You remind me of Daryl. Daryl from... You remind me of Daryl from The Kids in the Hall. Remember Daryl? He did the server, the Mark McKinney character, the ponytail. That's what it kind of reminds me of. When I had long hair, I was pulling it back quite a bit in the summer because it gets hot. I would pull it back and pull it through the back of my baseball cap and have a little nub. Not really a man
maybe
bun.
Maybe I need to do that because
or I don't really think you have to gender qualify it. Just a bun.
It's like...
What's that little... You just pull it through the ponytail holder twice, and it makes that little nub thing, kind of like... almost like a top knot. A top knot, but in the back instead of on the top. And I like that. I would go out with that. But, eventually I just cut it.
That's probably what I'm going to end up doing.
Who do you think decided was the first person that was just like, oh, they're trying to emulate that young fellow there is trying to emulate the back end of a horse with his hair and called it a ponytail rather than... I guess there's not really any other animal that has... I mean, it does look a lot like a horse's tail. No other animal has a tail like that, so
they call it a ponytail and not a horse tail.
It could be a horse's tail.
It could have just as easily. Yeah.
Or a donkey tail.
And a zebra tail.
Donkey tails are different though, aren't they? They're kind of long. Zebra tail, yeah. Well, you ever braid it?
No, I haven't braided it.
It's not really long enough to braid.
Yeah, that's AJ.
Does Ollie and Penelope, they like to do your hair for you? Yeah, he does. Oh, has he started braiding his hair?
Sometimes, because he's got that long, like golden hair now.
He's got pretty long hair, yeah.
Years. And sometimes girls will just be like, "Can I braid your hair?" He gets all that attention.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. My daughters were always doing my hair.
Mine just want to cut my hair into a dumb haircut.
Well, that's how you raised them, Nathan.
They keep begging me. They're like, "Let us give you a bowl cut. We want to put a bowl on your head and cut your hair."
You do it. Get a huge bowl though. That's like comes down past your eyes.
Like
you look like Sia.
Yeah, except that like it's too thin on the top for that. It looked like I was just kind of
Exactly.
hiding
And
behind
then,
like a like a veil. You can still see my
and
eyes
you'll
through the
look
hair.
that I just would. I would love to see the first day you show
It'd
up
just
for
be
work with that
like my
haircut.
eyes poking through the hair like Captain Caveman.
And son. Man, that was difficult. The time I tried to explain Captain Caveman and Son to my children. Remember the cat when it was Captain
I don't
Caveman and
remember the
Son,
and son part.
like in the early
No.
'90s. That was like in the early '90s, maybe late '80s, when it was one of the more recent runs of Captain Caveman, and it would be Captain Caveman and Son. He'd come up behind him, but his son was always had more sense. He was like smart, where
Kind
Captain
of a
Caveman's dumb, and he'd be like,
yeah, like
but
a
Dad."
kind of like Penny and Inspector Gadget or Scrappy Doo.
Yeah, and a lot like yeah, or probably more like Scrappy Doo, not as annoying. And for some reason, although I could be misremembering it, I'm thinking it's like Sylvester and
Oh, the
Sylvester's
littler,
the cat
yeah.
and his son with the kangaroo. My old dad,
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
hang my
yeah.
head in shame. My old
Scared of
dad,
a mouse.
scared of a
The
mouse. He puts a
classic
bag over his
dynamic.
head.
The like Doctor Evil and his son
What would you do if Oliver
Scott.
just?
Scott Evil. Like he's way more confident or competent than Doctor Evil.
Oh, you're gonna do something, and then Ollie's gonna be. You're gonna take Ollie to school, and he's gonna have a bag on his head. Why get a bag on your
Like
head,
my dad,
Oliver?
my own
I
dad.
can't. My head is. My old dad's
In a
scared of a
ponytail.
mouse. Scared, scared of the police.
Scared to have a bowl cut.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into this puzzle this Thursday. Oh, you know what? We're doing the 420 puzzle
Woohoo!
here on 419. So 419. Today that we're doing this is actually my birthday.
What?
Today's my
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday!
April
I don't have
19th.
Facebook anymore. I never know when it's anybody's birthday.
And that's why I'm drinking this. I'm not on
Oh,
Facebook.
that's
I'm not on
right.
Facebook
Yeah.
anymore. And so that's one of the things that I miss, because one of my favorite things about my birthday was getting all the Facebook
Oh
love.
yeah.
Instagram doesn't do it. And man, so and what sucks about it, though, is this having your birthday on a Monday. That's kind of sucks. I wanted to go to or at least get carry out from the Irish Rover. Closed on Monday. Annie's Cafe
Man.
closed on Monday. Ended up getting Popeye's chicken. No, it's not bad, but I postmated it because I didn't want to drive out there and get it because I wanted to have a drink. I was going to because it was already late. And out of our 8-piece chicken, we got 3 pieces of chicken.
But the Postmate person ate it.
I ordered a bunch of. I kind of think you may have, because I've suspected this of delivery people before, but this is time that I really, because it was really odd that it wasn't there. Because I got half spicy and half unspicy, half mild, so there were 2 different boxes, and I think he got one of the
Oh.
boxes. I think he may have. I have no hard evidence of this. They could have just not put in. I didn't get any of my, thankfully I ordered way more food than I needed, because I got a fish sandwich too. There's a meal that you can get there it's like $40, and it's an 8-piece chicken plus you get 3 sandwiches with it and 2 large sides. So with the 3 sandwiches, and I ordered some powdered shrimp and some and a fish sandwich. With the fish sandwich was really good. I had plenty of food, but still, I wanted to have it for lunch tomorrow too, and it's not going to happen. Not. Well, there might be a little bit left, but
Yeah, man, I always order too much
bought
food.
a car today too.
Oh, what'd you get?
Subaru, Subaru Forester.
Ah,
It has to be pretty nice. It only has 19,000 miles on it, so we were thrilled to find that.
yeah, we're looking at cars right now too. Laura's lease is up.
Yeah, it's a yeah. Are they trying to get her to buy it, or are they wanting her just to
Well, I mean,
get a
we have
new
to
lease?
upgrade to something bigger because we got all these kids now.
Yeah, so when you lease a car, is your lease about the same as a
It's a
car
little
payment?
bit, a little bit less usually, but you don't own the car,
Yeah.
right? It's just like having a car
What
landlord.
if it breaks
Yeah, that's the
down
thing
though?
is that it's like you can just be like, "Hey, asshole,
Yeah,
fix my car."
my car's broke. Yeah, that sounds kind of. And then you can always leases are good for people who always want to
That's
have
really
a
the
new car.
only
They want to
the
always be
only
driving a new
like
car.
benefit, I guess, is the idea that either you're bad with your money or you just really want a new car would be the two reasons to lease a car.
So like all the time. That's what like I had a friend who's they leased his mom leased a car, and that was basically why. It's because she always wanted
Yeah.
to be in a new car. It's like people do with their
Yeah, I mean, I
phones.
get
They always
it.
want the newest phone, and yeah. Well, I mean, also not having to pay for repairs is a pretty good. That's a pretty good
Yeah.
benefit too. Does it? How does insurance work when you lease a
I
car?
don't I don't know. I've never done it myself, and so I don't know
Mm,
how it compares. I would
wow.
guess that it's probably higher,
Mm.
although
Well, I didn't know if it was like came with the package,
yeah,
like the
I
company who
don't
owned the car
think it
insured it, or if you had to
does.
insure it.
I think it's yeah, this
Oh,
is
this is some
fascinating, right? I know that like all the
some
tax
riveting
and title
podcasting
and
here.
that stuff they do for you. That's all included. But they're trying to make us some sort of offer on a Hyundai Palisade. That's like the big SUV at the Hyundai dealership. It's way too
You
expensive.
should.
I'll buy like a
You
5-year-old
should
Honda
go talk to
Odyssey.
him about it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what. Well, that's what we have. We have
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm
van Honda
talking about. We
Odyssey.
just got to
Yeah,
get
we have one
something.
of those too. That's what I'll be driving now.
Yeah,
They're nice. Yeah, you can find those at a very reasonable price too. And a lot of times you can find
yeah.
them with low mileage. We asked the kid who was sold us car, like, well, how can, because we found a couple of Odysseys that were low mileage and a little on the older side, but really not like 10 years old, but a little on the older side, and really low mileage. And he was like, yeah, a lot of times old people will buy these, and they really just don't drive them. They just get big vans, so when their grandkids come, like once or twice a year, they can cart them all around. And then they trade them in or they die, and you get these low mileage vans. So yeah, yeah. But if you do talk to the Hyundai guy, always pronounce it Hyundai.
I mean,
Let
I always give it like a really like a
me see
Hyundai,
your Hyundais.
like I'm in a
Hyundai,
Kurosawa
yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah. Oh, we looked at a Suburban, and that's all we
Oh,
did was look at it. Because Marsha was just like she kind of wanted to get an SUV, but SUVs don't really have a third row seat, except for Suburbans. And I think there's something else like
I
Tahoe or
mean, there's
something.
the Hyundai
And
Palisade,
so the
there's the
kid,
Toyota Highlander, and
okay,
there are some like other
yeah,
like
we didn't see. I
like
did see
doo
him.
doo third row where they just like force a third row into the back so there's no cargo space.
Yeah, and there's that,
Yeah,
and there's zero trunk space, and there's zero trunk space. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what we were seeing. So then he was like, there happened to be a Suburban right there. He's like, well, we got this
Those are
Suburban.
a
And
lot of
she
cars.
opened up the back and like, this thing is huge. It's like, I'm not driving this thing around. He's like, I wouldn't
Yeah,
drive it around either. It's insane how big those things. I don't think it would fit in the
yeah.
driveway with our van. Oh, but
I just
yeah,
immediately break the mirrors off trying to drive it through my carport.
when I have broken mirrors on two of my cars, maybe one of them, it didn't even. Yeah, on two cars, I've broken mirrors on two cars, maybe even both mirrors on one. One of the mirrors, though, it didn't give at all. You know how most
So
mirrors you
mine,
back up
yeah,
and they fold the
yeah,
opposite direction, so you get a little
yeah.
get a little give. This one on the Nissan I had, it had no give because I saw it was starting to touch this column in our parking garage, just barely. But I couldn't stop it in time. I was like, oh, it's probably gonna, and it just like it's just shattered. It just shattered. It's like, whoa, come on! I don't get it. I don't get a quarter of an inch of give on this thing. We were looking at the the Subarus at the car lot, and Marsh opened a door. One of the kid was like, "Yeah, go ahead, get in." Look at it. She opened a door and she poked her head and she put it out and was like, she's like, "There's a cup full of piss in here."
Nice.
somebody somebody had left the car. Somebody left the car unlocked, and somebody came and the kid was saying that teenagers would be getting in that car. I told Marsha, I was like, that's not a teen. If it was a teenager, they would have just pissed all over the car. That piss in a cup is a courtesy. That's not. That was
Somebody
somebody
was sleeping
sleeping.
in
And he's
that
like, I
and
don't
ended
want to
up
mess the
sleeping in
car
their
up.
own piss.
That's not
Oh,
teenagers. Yeah, no, that's a courtesy. You could just take a cup and throw it away. It's an easy cleanup. You gotta shake that person's
yeah.
hand. He's not trying to mess your life. He's just trying to get in out of the cold. All right, let's move into this April 20th. I dodged it by my point was by saying my birthday's today. Had my birthday had I been one birthday one day later, I would be birthday
There you
twins with
go.
Hitler, and also be celebrating my birthday on 420, which is just not
Oh,
cool.
come
It's just
on.
lame. 420. I have I have nothing against weed, but weed culture is just kind of. I'm the same way about like Rick and Morty. Like I like Rick and Morty, but Rick and
Mm-hmm.
Morty culture, I'm not really. And guns, I can see that guns are kind of cool, but
I
gun
think just
culture.
anything,
So I'm the
anytime that
same way
people
about
get
weed.
into anything, I don't care if it's good or not. I just hate people being into things.
Super anything to celebrate it to the point where they like celebrate the day.
That's like what.
Yeah, that's oh, you got your
This
which
is
aha
for
is that?
strawberry cucumber.
I've only had
All
that
right.
one once.
I
We have
should
a
have got one of
few.
the caffeinated
Yeah, we
ones.
have a few upstairs. We have the citrus. The yeah, that's what we have. The green tea ones that we're out of my
Ugh, ugh.
peach ones. So I'm just drinking water and booze. Let's see if this puzzle will have any illusions to
I mean, they just legalized
ALS
it in New
Hitler.
York City.
I don't know if his middle initials.
Yeah,
What, Hitler?
Hitler's legal in New
They
York now.
finally legalized Hitler in New York City.
Cuomo had to do something to try,
Woo!
to try
All
and get the
right.
heat off of him. He went and legalized Hitler. Just
Bold move.
just pushes
That's a
Hitler out
bold
there
move.
like Pontius Pilate. Get him, fellas.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into this. We're going to start. This is a crossword by Adam Wagner. Or we could call it Wagner.
Wagner.
It's Wagner. That's a nice German day. That's a nice German name, anti-Semitic German name for
Oh, now we don't know
Hitler's
anything about
birthday.
this boy.
Well, I'm just talking about Wagner. The composer was
Oh
anti-Semitic.
yeah, yes, definitely.
I don't know. I'm sure. I'm sure Adam Wagner. I'm sure that Adam Wagner is a nice guy. Edited by Will Shorts. Um, our first clue for a 5 letter word is Indian Royale.
Hmm.
Or Royal. I guess it's Royal. I
Oh,
don't know why I
I
said
was like,
Royale. It's Royal. Indian Royal. Um, Raja? Is it a Raja
yeah,
or
it
a?
probably is a Raja.
Hey, let me turn. Let me turn in auto check here. We'll never get through this thing.
It's gonna count against your streak.
I know. Let's see. How we gonna spell this? R
I think it's
H?
R
Nope.
A J A
R
H.
A A H. Oh, you're right. I was gonna go R J H A. I always overthink it. Egypt's pyramid. I think this is gonna be Giza.
The Giza.
The Giza. They never got to the pyramids of Riza. Those were next.
Hmm.
Those were next on the plan. Polluted air. I think is going to be smog. Honda luxury brand. I don't know. Is a Civic
Oh, it's
considered a
Acura.
luxury? I didn't know Honda had a luxury
Acura.
brand. How is Acura a luxury? I don't think Acura when I think
I
of
mean, it's
luxury.
like,
So Acura is supposed to be like their
yeah,
Lexus. It's supposed to be like compete against
yeah,
Lexus
their
and
Genesis.
BMW and
Well,
Mercedes.
I mean, it's like, it's just the churched up version. Like an Infinity is just a Nissan with a nicer interior.
Yeah,
I always like how the
I don't
Acura,
know.
the symbol is like the Honda symbol, but they just went, "Meep," like pushed it in at the top, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's clever.
Have blank. Be well connected. I would say clout, but I think that's going to be with only 4 letters. Have pool? You think it's pool?
Oh,
That would
yeah.
be no. It's
No.
not have pool. Be well
Uh,
connected. Let's do this the way we did last week and check the down. Comedy's Kaplan or baseball's Kapler. It's
Gabe.
going to be Gabe. Gabriel. You know what Gabe Kaplan? Most famous for Welcome Back Cotter. And I never saw him in anything other than Welcome Back Cotter. But apparently he continued his career he's a professional poker player and has been for decades now. Also, you know who else has done that? The kid who played AJ Soprano from
Yeah.
Sopranos. What's it? Robert Eiler, I think's his name. Because I was like, man, whatever happened to that kid? I mean, everybody else from the Sopranos at least pops up somewhere every now and then. I haven't seen him in anything besides Sopranos. And apparently he's a professional.
You know, I heard like Toby
Weird.
Maguire became like a professional poker player, and there was some other thing where like he
Ugh.
like was like
That's
fucking
gross.
up. He was like buying people's poker debt. Like he somehow like fucked up the economy of high stakes poker. But I can't remember how it went.
That's
Yeah.
quite an accomplishment. he uh he only instead of using chips he used GameStop gift cards. He only paid
Do
out
you
in
know about
GameStop
that?
gift
The
cards.
thing, the guy on Reddit who's like, I use GameStop. This is old before the whole GameStop stock thing. Where he's like, I've just been using GameStop as a bank.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have a bank account. I go to GameStop, and so here's what he
How?
did. He would cash his paycheck, and then he would go to GameStop, and he would reserve everything that was available to reserve. Like he would put his entire paycheck into reserving
Yeah.
the upcoming releases, and then whenever he needed some money, he would go to GameStop and cancel one of his
Yeah.
reserves and get the cash. He's just saving his money in GameStop.
That's
I
a
know.
dumb way to do that.
It's
But you
incredible.
still lose. You still lose a deposit. They're going to keep at least they're going to keep like at least $4 or $5 from that, which is more than a
I
banking
don't
fee.
know. I don't think that they do.
That's I in the past I know they did. When I've done it, I'm pretty sure. Uh, I've never paid a full amount when I reserved a game. I would only pay the minimum, and then you pay the rest when it comes. But I don't know. That's just I imagine the ingenuity, but I do think
I'm
there
not,
were
I'm not
other
arguing.
ways he
Yeah,
could have
it's not a
handled
great-
that. I
it's
mean,
not a great. I've heard of people doing it with like stamps. Yeah,
like postal stamps.
like just using stamps. I don't know.
How does that work?
You got to sell
You
them.
buy a bunch of
Yeah,
stamps, you
to
can't
other
sell them
people, I guess.
back.
I don't know.
That's a weird racket, man. Go door to door. That's what stamps.com is. So somebody cashed all their paychecks in stamps. They're like, I gotta unload these stamps.
Wait, I got to tell you this. I just heard about this earlier today. Here in I just up there's immediately a bunch of TV news websites that all have scam alert. Hazard, Kentucky. Police in 2 eastern Kentucky counties are sending out an alert to help people prevent people from becoming the victims of an elaborate scam. Wait. Yeah, so basically this guy has just been pulling up to people's houses in a van, and he says that Steve Harvey is in the van, and if you want to meet him, you gotta pay $50.
That is without a doubt, that is Eric Sorgel and Dan Alton. 100%. That's Eric Sorgel and Dan Halton.
At least 2 people in Knott County have become victims.
How much
of
money has he
made?
made?
At least $100.
I think that maybe this news story is a scam, and some kids were like, "Hey, let's see if we can get the news to believe that there's people
you
going
imagine?
around. Let's see if we can get this story trending." What I'm imagining is Steve Harvey sitting back there like, doesn't anybody want to meet me? How come nobody wants to
I'm
meet
just
me?
like imagining paying $50 and being like, okay, now he's gonna go get Steve Harvey from the van, and the van just drives away.
And once he just leave?
He's like, all right, I'm gonna go back to my car and get Steve Harvey out of the car.
That is great.
Like this,
That is a
the
great.
detail of it being Steve.
I
Harvey
hope
is
that
so
they.
great.
I hope that they're like, oh, well, I'm more of a, I'm trying to think of. I'm more of a Jeff Foxworthy fan. Oh, we got him too. It's your lucky day.
We got
It's your
Cedric
lucky day.
Entertainer. They were all in that van.
That's a big van. Oh man. Well, I hope they catch him. Just because I want to see who these people are. I want to see the
What if
pictures. I hope they catch them and that they get off. They get off because you can't prove that we didn't have
Yeah.
Steve Harvey in the
I
car.
want to be their lawyer.
They just stick. There's your defense is we did
You're like,
introduce
"Folks, we-
them to Steve Harvey.
I'm gonna count to 3.
They met Steve. They met Steve
and
Harvey,
Steve Harvey is
and
gonna
now
walk
they.
through that door, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. 1, 2, 3, and everyone turns to look, and then we just run out of the courtroom.
You run. I'll be back. I'll turn the lights off. I'll turn the lights off and then.
Oh, got Steve Harvey in my car.
I guess you could say that, like one of the guys' name is Stephen Harvey,
Oh yeah,
and we didn't say which Steve
Yeah.
Harvey it was. They could always do that scot
One of my
free on
friends
that
growing
one.
up,
They just
his
made
grandfather
$100.
got busted for running a scam where he ran an ad in like the back of magazines and newspapers that was like important information that could save your life. Send $1 to, and then he would just mail the person a note that said, "Always cut away from yourself." Like just.
I had to think about that for a minute. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Because
like
you're
cut-
talking
like
about with
the-
scissors
yeah.
or with a knife. I thought you meant, yeah. And when you said always cut away from yourself, I was at first like cut away from with a
Cut away
camera, and I'm like, that's weird advice. But it's like, oh no, but, yeah. And he got in trouble
Yeah,
for
I
that.
guess so. Seems like you can get away with those kind
I
of scams.
seem to remember a scam. Well, I remember a scam where someone said, "Send me $1, and I will send you my method to make $1,000, $1,000,000 in a month or whatever." And what he sent back was like, "Take an ad out in the paper that says, for $1, I will tell you how to make $1,000 and sell it to 1,000 people." And I was like, I don't think that's fraud. I don't think that's fraud.
One of my
Okay.
favorites is you
Let's
send
see
out a
here.
bunch of letters that say, "Listen, I have a guaranteed method that I can predict the outcome of sports events." And but each letter you predict a different outcome. So then like a certain number of people get the right answer and they're like, "Holy shit." So then you
Oh,
just
the
keep
right
narrowing
one?
it
Yeah.
down every time until you've got like one person who believes that you're always predicting it correctly. And then you're like, "Yeah, it's gonna be
That you're a psychic.
yeah, give me $3,000 and I'll tell you who wins the Super Bowl."
Money Bank. All right, so have A still doesn't
Wait, what was the clue?
have blank be well.
Hmm.
Let's see what this one. Correctly arranged, probably in order.
Anal.
So this one
Gonna
is
have anal.
have anal. That's a good connection. That is a good connection.
Snug.
Snappy putt down. That's gonna be a zinger. Have I still don't know what this is.
An in.
Have a
an
nib.
in. Ah, ha, ha.
Oh, an in. Okay,
An in.
have an in. Okay. Actress Catherine of WandaVision. I think that's going to be Han. Was Agatha all along? Severely injures. Severely injures. Maims, maybe?
Oh, wow.
Maims. You ever maim anybody? You ever maim
I have,
anybody,
yeah.
Nathan?
I used to maim my brother all the time.
Oh, wow. Who did you maimed him?
I-
Like he walks funny? Is your
Younger.
brother older
And
or
he was
younger than
very
you?
accident prone to the point of like the universe.
Mm.
It seemed like the universe had it in for him. I chopped a tree down one time. It landed on him.
Sounds like you're blaming this on the
sometimes
universe.
it would be like a 1 in a million.
I backed over him in a
One
car
time
once.
I was at a concert, and it was
Mm-hmm.
outside, like in a football field, and I just tore up a big piece of sod and just heaved it into the crowd just to be a jerk. But then, like a minute later, I see my brother come running out of the crowd. He's holding his eye open. He's like, "Somebody get some water, please help! I got hit in the eye with a big thing of sod." There's no way that
Did he say somebody in sod?
Yeah,
Somebody's chucking sod.
hucked a big divot of sod into a crowd of people.
You dumb. You dumb sod.
Another time he was doing like a youth group event where they were doing like a Polaroid scavenger hunt, you know, where you have to get your picture taken doing different things. And
Oh
one
yeah,
of the
yeah,
things
yeah,
was
yeah. One of them is get your picture taken with Steve Harvey.
one of them was you take a picture of your get as many people as you can into a car. And my brother at the time had a big car, like it was like a Ford Galaxy 500, and or is it?
Oh, those are cool
And
cars.
he or wait, maybe it wasn't his car. Whatever it was, he was like, "Oh no, I got a track meet. I can't risk hurting myself getting crammed into a car. I'll take the picture. Everybody else get in the car." So he helps push all these people into the car, and shut the doors. And then he's like, "All right, back it up. I'm taking the picture." And they were all like, "Ah!" Like all the people in the car. And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, lots of excitement." And they were trying to warn him that the other car that they left running had slipped into gear and was slowly rolling up behind him.
That's how Anton Yelchin died.
Just crushed his legs into the car with everyone in it. Yeah, he
Oh my
hurt his
god.
legs. No.
Were they broken?
It wouldn't be as funny if they were broken. That was the thing, was that he was always like,
Oh yeah, he
he's
lost
in a
his
wheelchair
legs. Let's see. James, who likes his martini shaken,
Bonk.
not stirred.
It's James
Bono. James Bono.
James
Of video
Bone.
game fame. Bonk. James
Bonk.
Bonk. James. Woman's name that anagrams to goal. Gloa? Aglo? Olga.
Olga. Boy, sure took us a lot of tries to figure it out.
Aglo.
My aunt's
I'm
Aglo.
saying, it's got to be Aglo. What? Instagram upload for short. I think that's going to be a pic. Brewery jug. I would call that a growler. What do you think this is? Got erg in the middle of it. Let's see what this big name and board game. That's Hasbro. What is
It's
this?
beer growler.
Oh, beer Stein, or maybe it is growler. Beer growler. No. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I've always wondered where that term comes from. You got any ideas?
I don't.
Growler.
Don't they call it a carboy? Sometimes if it's for moonshine.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
British noble. I think that's going to be a Earl. Bug spray ingredient. DEET.
ooh. Yeah, that reminds me. I got to get some bug spray.
I got to get the deets. Conger EG. I don't have any idea what this is. You? Conger?
Conger?
Wasn't there a video game squirrel named Conger? It was like an X-rated video game.
He was like a
Conger's
he was like
Bad
kind of
Hair
a
Day or
Leisure
something?
Suit Larry, but he's a squirrel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Whack-a-mole, whack-a-roll. That's mallet. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, geez.
Oh, geez.
Awesome. A surf speak. Gnarly.
I guess conger is an eel.
So that was eel. Okay. All right. I'll take your word on that, Mr. Shorts. Largest speaker in a sound system, usually. Oh, a subwoofer. Remember being in school, like in high school in the late 80s and early 90s, people loved to talk about subwoofers in their cars. Posh is going to be ritzy. Jack, who pioneered late night talk. I think that's par, but is it spelled P-A-R-R?
Oh.
No, or P-R-A-R. P-A-H-R. I feel like I've had this one before. No.
P-A-A-R?
Must be P-A-A-R. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I knew I've had him as an answer before, and it was a weird
right
spelling.
See it, you know.
Because I always thought it was P-A-R-R, because I've seen that name before. I've seen other people who spell it that way. Golfer's target. Golfer's target. Like flag, hole, ball.
No,
air?
par.
No, that's like, oh, par, yeah. Par.
Just trying, whenever it lands back on the ground, they're like, damn.
That's, yeah. One of these days it'll never come down. I sense that there's going to be some theme to this puzzle, because we have par there. Have we had any other repetitions? Seen any? 3 letters. Funny.
Odd.
Ha? Just H-A-H? I think it's just H-A-H.
Oh.
Yeah. That's cheap, because who spells ha that way? Nobody.
Maybe the Joker.
Ha is H-A. Like Alf. But usually when the Joker does it, it's H-A-H-A-H all over and over again. But
all over his face.
I don't know. Like wine that's given a chance to breathe before drinking. Aerated?
A-E.
How do you spell aerated?
Yeah, because then that down one is U-A-E, of course. They love the U-A-E because it's just 3 vowels.
What is that? The
It's
Union?
United Arab Emirates.
Oh, United Arab Emirates. Yeah.
Have you seen that giant clock tower? Have we talked about that?
The United Arab Emirates? I don't think so.
I didn't even know it existed. Somehow it's the 3rd tallest building in the world. It's a gigantic clock tower.
No. No, I don't. I've never heard. I have to look it up.
The clock is half the size of Big Ben.
Is visible from space.
It's that big. It's bonkers.
Wow. Wow. Blank stone hieroglyphics key. I think that's Rosetta. That's cool that they were able to get that computer program back then. And they're looking at these hieroglyphics and they're like, "Hey, I got this tape set. I got this set of 8 tapes that we can listen to on our Walkmans. They'll tell us how to read this."
This old clay tablet that's they're like, this thing's bullshit.
Blank the Damn Season 2020 Taylor Swift song. Oh, I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 'tis the damn season? Damn, Taylor. No need to go crass. Mooch a cigarette. I think that's going to be bum. Organization with 50 plus members? That's a little broad, isn't it?
Organization with 50 plus members. Clan.
gossip start? Let's start with the A. I heard. Earn after tax. Take home.
Oh, AARP.
Oh, I get
That's
it. Now it
50
makes
plus.
sense.
Yeah.
With 50 plus members, yeah, it's being tricky. Oh my God, I'm gonna be eligible for that soon.
Oh my God.
Like in 4 years. Well, 5 years.
We're not cool anymore.
Or maybe, I don't know. You think it'd be cool if I could show off my AARP badge? Do they give you a badge? Or a
A
robe?
badge. Get a badge. Just get a badge made.
Did you
You just
see?
flash it real quick.
I'm
Like, what
going
is that? It
to.
says over 50. It doesn't say police.
I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna own it.
It's like a novelty badge.
Try to
It
get
just
free
says
rides on the
over
bus.
hill on the top, and then old fart on the bottom.
Hmm. Did you see? I haven't watched it yet. Like apparently the newest episode of The Simpsons is the whole episode is
I
making fun of
heard.
Morrissey,
I just saw the headline that said Morrissey is mad
and
about the
apparently
Simpsons
he
making
is
fun of him.
yeah, mad at The Simpsons. He has come out and said something, and the whole idea is that Lisa has. I just read a synopsis of the episode, but has like young Morrissey as an imaginary friend, and so she arranges to go to a concert to see Morrissey now, and he's a fat, meat-eating xenophobe.
What the hell is going on here?
He said it was racist. What's wrong?
Don't know why that happened.
What happened? Nothing. Everything's fine on my end.
Oh, Jesus. There it goes again. Oh, I know what happened. So it just started playing. It just started playing Billy Idol's "Dancing with Myself" really loud. Like,
Wow.
oh,
Oh, I didn't hear it at all.
It definitely went through on the stream.
Great.
It was
I hope we don't get.
yeah, we're gonna get a DMCA takedown.
Are you drinking? Are you drinking a
I am.
LaCroix now?
I got them racked up here on the desk.
Did you pounded? You pounded that aha, and now you're
I'm
onto a
on to the
LaCroix.
next one. Mm-hmm.
Wow, you're gonna be up all night in bubbles.
It's refreshing.
Expel. It can be. Expel as waste. Fart, poop.
Dookie.
I don't know. Expel. Doo doo. No. Okay. Longtime host of The Price is Right. Bob Barker. University of Tennessee athlete for short. I think it's a Vol. I'm embarrassed that I know that. Chicago Mayor blank Lightfoot.
Lori, Lori.
4 letters.
You know Lori Lightfoot?
Oh wow. Not keeping up with Chicago politics.
She's in some hot water right now.
What did she do or say?
There were some allegations that she covered up a police shooting, but also apparently now there's a rumor that she got caught paying for sex and covering up, and her wife hit her or something.
Wow. And her wife hit
That
her?
was the rumor.
Wow. I thought you were going to say that if someone actually did the math and found out that her foot was really very heavy. Like, what is the truth here? Like manspreading on public transportation. Rude. Blank. Power user. You don't like that, Nathan? You're a big man's right.
I was just.
No, you don't like that they're saying it's rude.
Yeah,
You're a man's right.
I want
I
the.
thought you were saying no.
I gotta spread
You're a big
out.
man's rights
I'm a
advocate.
big fella. I gotta take up a lot of space.
I got balls. I got big
that's
balls. Power user of a popular review site, colloquially. Huh? Probably influencer.
A popular review site.
I would Yelp, but what's a power user of Yelp? I don't. Let's see what the down one is. Extremely. That'll help me. Run out to catch a deep path. That's go long. Magic potion. That's going to be elixir. I don't know how do you spell elixir. I think that's an A. No. I. What's this one? Expel. That's waste. What's this? Damn it. All rats. Mr. President or Madam Speaker? Oh, title.
Oh.
So what is this? Expel as waste. Jest? Egest? Is it egest? Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Makes sense.
I've never heard that one before. Now, what's this word again? Power user of a popular review site. Colloquially. What's this again? Extremely. I don't know. Well, we're getting close to the end of this. Fashionable. 3 letters. Starts with an H. Fashionable. Hip, yeah. Classic theater name. I think that's going to be Roxy. Kareen. Could be Veer.
Abdul.
I was just reading about him earlier today.
Anything? You learn anything?
He was on the set of Pet Sematary, the original Pet Sematary. He visited a set of Pet Sematary because he was friends with the producer, and I guess he was interested to visit the set of Pet Sematary. So did Charlie Sheen.
Weird.
Stinky smells.
Odors.
Odors?
Remember odor eaters?
Yeah, I do remember odor heaters. I think you could probably still get them.
Seems like
I think there's still a thing. You know, there are things that used to be advertised a lot in my memory, my youth, that aren't really advertised anymore.
Yeah.
but then you still see them, like still exist.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen a commercial for odor eaters. Have you?
No, I mean I don't. I'm not even sure that they exist. Maybe we just don't have odors like we used to.
I'm pretty sure that I've seen. I'm pretty sure that I've seen them at because I've bought insoles before for my feet. I'm pretty sure that I've seen like odor eater
is just a gross
insoles.
name.
Um, yeah, I know, gross. The big thing that I've seen commercials for, and haven't seen commercials for them ever since. That definitely still is
Yeah.
raisins,
I mean,
California
that's another one.
raisins.
Like
that was a huge ad
gum was like a
campaign.
huge thing. There was
Bubblicious?
there was like
Yeah,
Wrigley's,
yeah,
Big
you're right.
Red, Double
Hubba
Mint,
Bubba. Yeah,
Double
you're
Toot.
right. Dentine,
Yeah.
chew
I mean, I
on
guess
this.
they have those 5 gum commercials.
Oh yeah, there's still 5. Yeah, there's the 5 gum commercials, but I haven't seen a Wrigley's or a
Yeah.
Juicy
Oh,
Fruit. Take a
pull it
whiff,
out. Yeah, those.
pull it out. The taste is gonna get you when you pop it in your
Now, I
mouth.
think what happened is that
I
now
love doing
the
that.
only thing,
Singing
like,
it.
the only companies that are they're just buying up all the ad space is
Yeah, it's all these vertical
it's like
monopolies.
it's all like prescription drugs and insurance companies.
Yeah,
Got
yeah, I
so
know. Yeah, maybe
I got
that's
so mad
because.
yelling at the fact that it was all prescription drug and insurance commercials that we had to upgrade to the no advertisements version of the streaming service in the middle of a show the other day.
Oh, yeah, no,
Laura was
we've
like,
done.
"Just pay the
I
extra
did that
$5."
long ago.
I'm
I
so
had,
tired of hearing you yell at the TV.
yeah, yeah. I did it for Hulu because Hulu would
Oh,
play the same ones.
yeah,
Oh God, it was
it's
horrible.
maddening. And it makes sense that they do that on
Um,
purpose because they're just trying to get you
it's
to
so
upgrade.
worth it. Yeah, that's how they get that extra $4. Yeah, um, it was so worth it. I paid for no ads on you, and I think I've talked about this before because I'm getting frustrated with it. I paid for no ads on YouTube because I was getting political ads, and there's no
Yeah.
way to turn them off. You know how Google will let you like, I don't want to see this anymore. YouTube won't
I
doesn't
think
do that, and I would just keep getting political ads. So I went to no ads, but a lot of these content creators are just embedding the ads into their. It's like the old style, like for Fred Flintstone. It's like when Fred Flintstone used to smoke a
Just say
cigarette,
something
or
about
Andy Griffith
Winston's.
would
Yeah.
do the commercial right in the middle of the. Yeah, that's what these content
I've
creators on
seen that.
YouTube are doing now. Let me talk about Squarespace for a minute. Uh, but I mean, and then I fast forward. I'm like, why am I paying? Because it's expensive. The premium for Hulu is not that much more, but the premium for YouTube is expensive. It's like $15. That's a lot
Yeah.
for YouTube.
For YouTube.
I'm thinking about getting off of YouTube just because it's becoming a time
Yeah.
suck for me, and it's not really giving me any. It's all like content that I can get somewhere else now. That's not true. I do have like I watch cooking videos that are pretty cool. I watch music videos like tutorials that are pretty cool. That's why I will never get rid of it. Is because I like watching those things. Like when I do recipes, I look them up on YouTube. And old music videos and old concert footage and stuff like that are all still on there. So I'll never get rid of it.
I
But
like how
there's a lot of thrown my way.
yeah. I like how speaking of ads, embedded ads. I like how now on Twitter they run a pre-roll ad on every video that gets a lot of hits. And if you use an
God,
ad
it
to
sucks.
promote a product and you just promote the tweet, it will run a different ad at the beginning of your ad. So it'll be like supposed to be a movie trailer for something coming out, and it'll just have like a commercial that runs for 20 seconds is for Simply Safe.
Yeah.
And you're like, every time I see it, I'm confused. I'm like, wait, does Superman have Simply Safe? What's going on in this trailer?
Yeah, no, YouTube was like that too. It was
Yeah,
frustrating
ads for in their ads.
because yeah, ads in their ads. Yeah. Oh, yet none of these ads are for bubblegum.
Can't get any can't get any traction with
They're
bubblegum.
all bubble bubblegum bubblegum doesn't need to advertise. Apparently, raisins don't need
Raisins
to
are just
advertise either.
coasting, just resting on their laurels.
Yeah. Scissors sound. I think that's gonna be snip.
Snip, snip, bub.
Oh, Nathan, you need to come
What's that?
through on this one for me. Book after Second Chronicles.
Ezra,
Ruth?
I
Oh, is it
think.
Ezra?
Yeah. Boo boo.
Oh, wow. Is that what that band name is for? Is that they like Second Chronicles because it's better than
Yeah.
Ezra?
They were talking shit on Nehemiah.
Oblong tomatoes. That's going to be Roma's.
I like a good Roma tomato.
Fiona or Shrek. I do too. Yeah, we use Roma. It's frustrating though. You want to make a sandwich and all you have is
Yeah, they're
Roma
not a good
tomatoes.
sandwich
You
tomato.
gotta kind of like you have two choices. You could cut them long ways and kind of like you have these long ends that don't really
Like when
aren't
you get the
good,
long pickles for
or
a
you can
sandwich.
cut them like down. It's just these little bitty ones.
They're good
Yeah,
for making sauces.
they're good for sauces. That's what the. But I've been of late buying the canned ones, like the big canned Roma tomatoes. That they have a name, San Marino, I think. The San Marino tomatoes that come with the bait. They're made with basils. I've been buying those instead of using fresh ones because you can buy like 5 or 6 of those in our basement. Fiona or Shrek? It's gonna be an ogre.
You know, zero.
What? Oh, that's a zero. It's like I'm sure. Oh, Gary. Oh, Gary the ogre. Quaint affirmative. I don't know. Yip. I don't know. Yippers. Yeah.
Probably yeah.
Yiddish. Yikes. That's gonna be oy vey.
They-
I think it's gonna be yeah. Get some of these downs out of the way. Light wind breeze. They call me the breeze.
Oh,
If you leak, you may find yourself in hot water.
boiler.
Boiler? So that's not going to be yeah. No, wait a minute. If they boilers.
Boilers.
But what is that? Oh, that's going to be ever so. Let me get this one here. Oh, elite Yelp. Elite Yelper. I didn't know that was a
Oh,
thing.
I
Did you?
didn't.
An elite Yelper? An
Is
elite
this gonna be
Yelper?
Yesum?
I hope not, because that's got. Yep, you're right. It is Yesum.
Yesum.
I feel like that's got some racial overtones to it. I guess maybe I'm being a little sensitive. It's definitely a Southern thing. It just reminds me of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, which are neither one of those are inherently racist, but the characters in those stories are inherently racist. Some of them are. Country across the Persian Gulf from 29 down.
Ooh, now
Where's 29? It
it's
usually marks it.
UAE. So it's
Oh, okay.
Iraq?
It's got to be Iran then.
Oh, damn.
Iran. Iraq and Iran. Vowelless attention get. Oh, psst.
Ooh.
Animal you might describe by the ends of 21, 28.
Growler, woofer, barker, yelper.
Howler. It's going to be a dog. Oh, yeah, there we go. Put a G in there. Okay. Oh, so we're down to the last one. That's why I did it. Northern Lights phenomenon or 15%er.
Aurora.
It's going to be Aurora
Agent.
and Agent. Oh, we're not hearing the sound.
We got to figure out how to get the sound back.
Oh. Well, according to their Twitter, we might end up getting struck down for using that anyway. They said it was copyright protected.
Look, if they want a piece of us, they're gonna have
This
to
is
get
my
in line
United
Billy
States
Idol.
of. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Can you really copyright a 15-second soundbite?
I mean, probably.
Because
I feel like
I think we may have a fair use claim anyway, because we're reviewing this puzzle.
yeah, I suppose.
I think we do make comments about the quality. We definitely comment on the quality of the puzzle. Although we don't, maybe we should start leaning more into reviewing as we do it. That way we can protect ourselves whenever they come after us.
Say how many beans would you give this week's puzzle?
This one is a weak one. This one, what's the scale we're gonna do? Since I think it should be like on a scale of 1 to 3,066. Okay. Because beans come in a big bag of a lot of beans. So on a scale of 1 to 3,066.
Maybe we don't.
I'll give this a solid 5 or 12.
I'm going to go 1,006.
This puzzle was a...
Yeah.
Oh, really? You think you think it was better than that? I was not impressed with this week's puzzle as much. I felt like we've had some good ones. To where the Tuesday,
the gimmick,
the theme, the gimmick was fairly clever. Very weak one, in my opinion.
Yeah, the gimmick.
Growl. Let's see. We got beer. Let's see. Beer growler. Although I did kind of like that clue, the answer. I've never seen them use that one before. Subwoofer and Elite Yelper.
Like Elite Yelper might not be a thing.
I think it's ridiculous.
People say.
I don't think. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That how do you get that status?
Yeah, but what do you something?
But I guess even if
like you're gonna have to
there's
make
something to be said that there is something to be said for if they totally made Elite Yelper up, that they're making this puzzle and they're like, we gotta make this thing fit, and they made up that they were like, let's say that there's a such thing as an Elite Yelper.
I mean, it is what they describe,
and they goes with all the downs to it. Fits like, all right, let's do it. So in a way, I have more respect for them than if it were a thing, than if they just made Influencer fit somehow. But no, this was just and we got through it pretty quickly too. This was kind of an easy one. There were quite a few we didn't read because we just filled them in as we went. Yeah. I'm a little off put by the presence of Yesem in here too.
He hates that Yesem. He's giving no sir.
It makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, no sir. Nasser on Yesem. Other than that, and I also feel like we have a missed opportunity and a trick here with the back-to-back. Although I have seen them do that before. Like where it doesn't, it's not the theme of the puzzle. It doesn't really fit with any. I've seen them do that before where they have homonyms like this. And it feels like it's going to be a thing throughout the puzzle and it never plays out. Bum.
Maybe they try to get the PARR in there too.
But, oh, well.
I don't know. Is that a thing? Is that someone's name with two R's?
I feel it is. I mean, I feel like it is, but
Who knows?
heck, I don't know. Um, I mean, I would say, don't skip this puzzle. It's worth doing. It's easy. I feel like it's an easy one, so almost like a Monday level easy. Um, so it'd be interesting to see how Tuesday would come out. I love the idea that somebody would actually be like, I'm thinking about doing this crossword puzzle, but I'm not sure if I want to devote the time to it. Let me listen to this hour and a half podcast to see what they have to say about it.
I'm just looking through old puzzles. Looks like the 420 puzzle from the year 2021. Could this be a good one? I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. Where would I look it up?
Yeah, let's
I
see.
know. Apple Podcasts. I'll see what they have to say if anyone has reviewed it.
But we also give all the answers, so we ruin the
Yeah,
puzzle for
we're
'em.
doing quite a service.
But you can listen to it afterwards. Listen to it afterwards to help you with the ones that stumped you, and see if you agree with us on our assessments of the
Yeah.
puzzle.
And if you
And the comments. This one was very low on food references.
yeah,
Were there any food Well, beer.
mean,
Beer is
yeah.
food.
You could eat dog.
I was just thinking that. Egest is the opposite of
I guess
food.
I see acai in there
Um,
somewhere. We didn't do the clue for that one because we got them all on the acrosses.
oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, it's right there. Have you ever had an actual smoothie berry? An actual I see just a single berry or groups of acai berries
No, no. I
just by themselves.
I
I never even heard of them until they showed up in smoothies.
I bought what I thought was chocolate covered acai berries, and it turned out to be they were just like fruit snacks covered in chocolate, made from the juice of the berry, I guess.
Uh, uh, who's that for?
Suckers who think they're getting real
It's
berries.
like, do you remember when you used to be? Remember whenever you used to get the precursor to like the fruit gummies we have now? Do you remember when they first started having them and they were like really chewy, like almost like a jelly bean, but they were
Mm,
healthy, like a fruit roll up, but in and then they came out and those things were
yeah.
yogurt covered,
That's what these
yogurt covered
acai. They were
fruit
like the little
snacks.
oval guys that are flat on the bottom. Classic
Yeah,
fruit break.
yeah. And who says that crap is
No,
yogurt?
it doesn't.
Well, how are they calling that yogurt? That hard shell they're putting on that stuff.
Yogurt.
I don't think that's yogurt. If that's yogurt, then you must be allowed to be. There must be no rules on what you
It's
can
all
call yogurt.
yogurt.
Yeah, you can call anything yogurt. You can get hummus. You think
It could be
hummus balls could be a
just.
thing?
Oh, I thought you were asking if hummus could be
A
called
delicious
yogurt.
hummus
Hummus is a
yogurt.
type of yogurt.
Oh, I do definitely could do that. Yes, I would say yes. I'm thinking about like bourbon balls, except in the middle it's hummus. You think there's a market for that?
Yeah. 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 Or like a chocolate truffle, but the inside is hummus.
It's,
Actually, I did have some chocolate
I
hummus.
just threw out. I feel like I've
Yeah,
seen it
it was all
before
right.
too. I may have had it. It's almost like a mousse, but a little grainy.
Yeah, I mean,
I like hummus. I go through phases.
it really wasn't bad.
I tell you, I got some hummus from this. I got some hummus from the place Mirage. Have you ever been to Mirage on Preston?
Oh
It's a
yeah,
weird
yeah.
location. It's in a more it's right next to our
Yeah,
auto
it's by that
mechanics.
place that sells truck toppers.
It's in a little more industrial. Yeah, the other side. Yeah, Um, and this they have really good food. I like their food a lot. And they sprinkle their hummus with
Mm.
smoked paprika. Delicious. Nice little touch. Nice little touch. The hummus itself though is not as good as Saphir's hummus. Saphir, I think, has the best hummus in town. I mean, Saphir is my favorite restaurant in Louisville anyway, so I'm partial. But
I don't know it.
um, I think that could get us out of. Oh, you never been to Saphir? Oh, it's
I
down.
don't believe I have.
Um, I started going there when I went to Spalding because I could walk down because it's on Fourth Street. It's right. You know where WFPK is on
Yes.
Fourth Street? That's that strip of Fourth Street between. Yeah, it's on that strip right there. Like there's Sicilians, which is good pizza, and there's it's
Where
right over by
the
the
Black
Palace.
Israelites hang out.
It's right. It's just down the street from the Palace.
Oh,
But
just across the
Saphir's?
street from WFPK. They were down there. I was I was down there a while ago, and they were yelling about John Stamos. I don't know what they were going on about, but they had the little
When was
PA
this?
system
When
out
was
there and the
this?
signs. I was like, look at this. People say Louisville isn't a big enough city. We got Black Israelites out here now.
Yeah, you'll see them sometimes.
I
But
don't. I
why were they
like.
upset about John Stamos?
I was just crossing the
And
street
why
and I
was
could hear
John
them
St-
yelling.
and why would they be across the
Yeah, I don't
street from the
know.
Palace?
No,
Was he
John
performing
Stamos,
there?
is he still on tour?
I mean, why would he be? Why would they? They're just like we're setting up
I
across the Palace. I
like
got
I
some
wasn't.
things
I
to
was
say
just
about
kind of
John
like I could
Stamos.
hear in the background. I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying, and all of a sudden he was like, "Ha ha ha, John Stamos," and I was like, "Okay, now you have my attention."
Maybe he was just listing off his list of the only five men you're allowed to have homosexual feelings about and still go to heaven.
Little known rule of the Black Israelites.
Yeah. So only one we know for sure is John Stamos. There's four more that we might be able to deduce with. I think we need more information though.
Jury's still out.
My office is just around the corner from there, but I've been working from home. Who?
Hmm?
Jerry? Who? Oh, the
Jerry.
jury's still out. I thought you
got-
said Jerry's still out. I'm like, who is that? Who's this? That's a
Here's
deep cut, man.
John Stamos.
Jerry.
Jerry
You got John
Stiller.
Stamos.
Uh,
Jerry.
whew.
My neighbor from across the street, who I grew up with. I can't remember his last name. Can't remember his name. We call him Scooter. He's on that list. Oh. No, but yeah, they're not always there. Get you some chicken tikka masala. Is a thing about Saphir is they have a daily special. It's the same special every day. Or it's the same special each day of the week. Every Monday I used to know them all. Tuesday's chicken tikka masala, which is their best. Monday's chicken korma, which is their second best. Wednesday is chicken biryani, which chicken biryani is pretty good, but it's kind of hot. It's a little on the spicy side, and they leave it on the bone. So if that's an issue for you, you might not want it. Thursday's chicken sog, which I'm
Ooh.
not a fan of. I'll get it sometimes, but I'm not a huge fan of chicken sog. On Thursday, I'll just get like a shawarma because they have shawarma every day. Um, then Friday's the lamb biryani, which is mucho delicioso. The wrong language for the food that I'm talking about, but I know more Spanish words than I do Moroccan because it's a
Yeah, I
Moroccan
don't know
restaurant.
any.
Uh, well, I know you know
I
one
suppose. Yeah.
Morocco. I assume that's But you know what? That
Yeah,
might be the
yeah.
English word,
It
like
should
we
be
call
like
Spain. Spain
cafe or
is not what
something, you
Spain's
know.
name. Yeah. Like, yeah, we say France is. No, France is still France. German. Germany, it's Deutschland, right? Do they
Yeah.
Germans they call it Deutschland, or is that just an old one? Yeah.
You know,
The what?
we used to call
That's weird.
Antarctica Australia. It's true.
What? And we called
I,
Australia Antarctica, so the pirates would go
no,
there.
Australia used to be called like uh New Holland or something stupid like that. Like it was originally just new something from Europe, and then they
Hmm.
changed it to Australia, and then Antarctica just didn't have a name for like 50 years. They were just like, I don't know.
Well, why did they just move the name of one thing to
I
somewhere
don't think
else?
anybody was really nobody was behind the wheel back then, you know.
Or did they think that Australia was the bottom of the earth for a while?
Possibly. It could have been a thing
You ever look at
like
you
how
ever
now the now the Falcon is Captain America, but then they're like, "Oh, but Chris Evans wants to come back, so now he's got to be something else." They just moved the name around.
Yeah. Uh, have you ever looked up any tours of Antarctica?
I have a friend who went to Antarctica.
I looked into some tours. Um, I think it was the last time I was at
Just look it
Kaiju,
up. You're like this
before all
this
this
place
happened, because they
sucks. I want to get. What's the
they
furthest
were.
I can get away?
Yeah, I wish I was in Antarctica. No, they were playing. They were playing The Thing. I was talking to my buddy about The Thing, about how much we love that movie. I was like, I always wanted to go to Antarctica. I always thought it would be kind of cool to be on one of these weather stations in Antarctica. They always make it look like it sucks, but man, as long as nothing horrible happened, like they always act like in the movies. But and he was like, "Yeah, me too." And he was like, "We ought to plan an Antarctica vacation for our 50th birthday." So we started looking into it, and I could find no tours where you could just the closest. There's all these cruises that will go around Antarctica, and a couple of them might let you take a boat to the coast, but there's none where you go to the and just hang out in Antarctica and stay. Like there's no chalet that you can go get and rent. There's no
Because
timeshares. There's
I
not a
think there's probably
Hilton.
just a lot of debauchery
So,
going on. All those scientists and people
well, yeah.
get cooped up there. They get. I mean,
Well, what I thought about it, oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I would
I don't.
guess. I mean, but what's funny about that, especially the thing.
They were all fucking behind the scenes
Go ahead.
in the
What were you
thing.
gonna say? Yeah, Kurt Russell with that weird hat.
I knew this old guy
Well,
at
they
my
have.
work who was stationed in Antarctica in the military, and he would tell me weird stories. The only one that I
Yeah,
really remember all the details was that because a lot of it he would talk about how they were just drunk all the time. Because I mean, why wouldn't you be?
yeah.
And
There's
this
nothing
guy
else to
went
do.
outside
Yeah.
to take a piss behind a bar or something, and he was wobbly, and he leaned in and froze his dick to the side of the building, like it's like a metal siding. That's that's the worst thing I think that you could have happen to you on
Wow.
a tour of Antarctica. Just get your
Well, I thought maybe he would freeze. He froze it solid and then banged it up against a pole accidentally
shattered
and
his
just
dick
shattered it.
like the T-1000.
That that could happen. It's like ah. I just always thought that watching that movie, I was like, because it shows the one guy is just sitting. It turns out that I think he was a communications guy. He's just sitting there smoking a joint. I'm like, man, what's that dude's job? Why's he there? Like, like what? There's a lot of guys here. There's like 8 people here, and only 3 of them have clearly defined jobs. I mean, what are these other dudes? One dude's going around on roller skates. What is his job? It turns out that he was the assistant chef, I think. So they needed 2 chefs.
He was just a
Um,
saucier.
but then I think, what? Because most of those people, the scientists would have to be highly trained, highly qualified scientists. That's a job I'm not qualified for. But surely they have just like a janitor or somebody that does a lot. But then I was like, well, they probably can they probably just do that themselves too. It's
Yeah.
just part of their duties. Because a scientist could run experiments and like, okay, today's your day to
What if
take out the
the
trash.
space station, they just had like a
But
cleaning lady.
yeah,
like like this older
what if they
Southern
got a
lady who just
group
comes
of,
in, comes out once a week and dusts the space station.
or instead of well, the conceit that's wrong with in Armageddon. Like, because the conceit of
They
Armageddon is
they gotta
ridiculous because they take a bunch
yeah,
of oil rig workers
it's
and
easier
train
to
them to be
train them to be
astronauts
astronauts.
instead of taking astronauts that it is to train astronauts to drill a hole. So why don't they just train a bunch of janitors to run these scientific experiments in Antarctica? Like, listen, we know that you dropped out of high school and got your GED in prison, um, but we want you to monitor the growth of these cancer cells between, your shifts
That's
mopping the
the
floor.
that's the untold origin of the movie The Thing, is that they're all secretly they were trained
Yeah,
janitors trained to go do experiments in the Antarctic, and that's why they're all like just sitting around smoking pot and throwing
and
their drinks
nobody.
on the computer.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it's beating them at chess. And I was like, that's got to be the only game they have there. And he just ruined it. It burst into flames. He and none of them know that the other ones are janitors too. They all think they're the only
That's part of
one.
it.
They all they, they all think everybody else are like highly trained scientists, and they're the only one that's faking it. Oh, that
They
would be
like, yeah, they
great.
bring in all the janitors. They're like,
All right, Harvey Weinstein.
they show like the scientists trying to figure out how to use like the vacuum cleaner, and it's blowing up. They're like, we had to bring somebody in. Our boy's been having trouble with this. They're like, you got this thing put together all wrong here.
Yeah. You see this here?
It's like the reverse switch from
This
like a
goes on the
cartridge
other end.
vacuum cleaner.
He's got a. Oh, my granny had a vacuum that did that. It had a reverse switch; it would blow, which I don't know what. I was like, was there a time when the only way you emptied your vacuum cleaner was just to take it outside and put it in reverse
You
and
you
just
save
spray
it
it
up
into the air?
until a wanderer came through town, and then you could shoo him off your yard, shoot all
Yeah,
that
just
dust at him.
get.
Drifter comes to town.
Yeah, don't you come back. Yeah, I'm tired of you stealing my apple pies off my windowsill. Uh,
It's like Ghostbusters, but for it's just
you
Dustbusters.
ever know a pie thief?
A pie thief.
Just
I
opposite.
mean,
I did a debate against Mandy McKelvey once. I accused her of being a pie thief.
did you win?
No, I think I won. The audience disagreed, but I think I had the better argument. Um, I also called her a part-time witch impersonator. And full-time pie thief, I think, was the insult. Um, I was I had another point I was going to make about stealing pies, but I don't remember what it was. All right, well, Nathan, it's almost midnight, so I think that's our normal sign-off time. So I'll go ahead and start wrapping this up. If you want to plug your trivia show,
Oh yeah,
please do.
the WednesdayEveningQuiz.com. You can play trivia
Or did you get?
along with me and the bar at Kaiju, or if you live in Louisville, come to Kaiju every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And I think this week's final round is 80s B movies.
Ooh, wow. Have you written questions yet?
Yeah, I have
Well, you
not.
still got another day.
I've been slacking.
How did the Ween
The
one
Ween
go?
one, it was pretty fun. I'm trying to remember how I did it.
Did the Ween fan win again?
I don't remember. It was a while ago.
Robin is. Oh, I thought
no,
that was
I
just the last one you did.
I think I brought that one up for some reason.
Yeah, we started talking about Ween for some reason. All right, well, okay. Kiss it up to me. All right, Nathan, thank you for all that you are and all that you do. Thanks to all the sailors and the submarines. We'll see you in the funny papers, kid.
On the floors of Tokyo, down in London town to go. With the record selection and the mirror's reflection, I'm a dancing with my